Hi, I'm Movie Cat, and you are watching Fantastic Crap. Hello, my fellow budget movie junkies. Welcome back to the basement for another episode of Fantastic Crap, the only show on the internet hosted by a feline who tracks letterbox clumps cleaner than Hollywood tracks logic. Today, we are honoring a true American treasure, a man whose beard contains 3 more fists, a man who doesn't sleep, he waits. I'm talking about Chuck Friggin Norris. Look at it! Gaze upon its glory. Delta Force 2, The Colombian Connection, released in 1990 by Canon Films, the holy patrons of explosions and bad acting. Now, normal humans say the first Delta Force is the classic, but normal humans don't have a basement full of DVDs and a brain fried by catnip. Anyway, moving on, the sequel is pure, unadulterated, beautifully chaotic fun. The plot? Chuck Norris goes to the jungle to fight a drug lord who has a British accent for absolutely no reason. How does Chuck get there? By skydiving out of a plane and catching the bad guy midair who doesn't have a parachute. I couldn't make this up if I tried. At the time that this came out, Chuck Norris was riding on a high on a string of hits, and this was the first of his flops that started the decline of his box office power. Hell, even Chuck Norris himself said that he was disappointed with this film. I considered this one of his best films. Ow. This isn't a bad film, but a high-octane fire blast full of awesome fight scenes and awe-inspiring stunts that include a climax that is pure over-the-top thrills. Oh, and before we get to the film, I have a quick little change to talk about. Some of you know that my channel has been struggling with copyright claims and overbearing movie studios, so I have done a bit of talking around and research and been told that showing the film clips with me still on screen may actually help, which is just perfect for you guys, because that means you get to see more of my deliciously beautiful face. We even have a new shiny banner for the clips. Isn't it just groovy? Okay, back to the movie. Something else that this movie has majorly going for it is a fantastical villain, played by Billy Drago. And he is such a slimy, evil, and sadistic bastard that you will enjoy counting down the time where Chuck Norris finally gives him his great eternal final ass kick into the great beyond. Billy Drago was a fantastic character actor, well known for his terrifying villain performances, and it was a go-to for evil scumlord types back in the 90s and 80s. As stated before, this film is full of soul-shattering face kicks and has enough propane explosions to wipe out a small country. In other words, it is absolutely fantastic. We open up during a giant celebration where everyone is in costumes and the authorities have a sting operation going because they're going after a huge drug lord. But unfortunately for them, it is all just a giant trap set up for them by the drug lord himself. So, squeeze into your camo suits and spandex, pull up a litter box, and let's roll the tape.
Ramon Coda, you're under arrest for drug... What the... Shit. We've been set up.
Did I say that this movie has some questionable dubbing? I probably should have mentioned that this movie has some questionable dubbing. Wow, this has to be one of the most jovial, light-hearted, and playful firing squad executions that I've ever seen. So, after this bit of deception, we get a first look at our evil drug lord, Ramon Coda, who was actually on a balcony watching the show in the safety the entire time. Yes! He actually did the old school villain cape swipe that also turned into a transition cut. Man, Cannon, and Billy Drago, I love you guys.
You laid the son of a gun, didn't you?
Something wrong?
Yeah, there is so gonna be an ass kicking here.
The only problem here is how do you expect us to eat this gook shit? Oh!
I see that look in your eye.
Oh, he is so gonna fight.
I'm not going to fight.
Chuck really hates it when people criticize his Asian foods.
Personally, Mr. Kwan, I think your food is great.
Chuck Norris, helping out local small businesses since 1990. So, we switch back to our villain who just arrived home, and just to show how evil he is, he stops alongside the road to kill a woman's husband, take her baby, and kidnap her for a sex companion, all because she was tending to her baby instead of working in his fields.
Take her to my bedroom. First, give her a beautiful bath. While she's there, get rid of the baby.
I don't like how they do abortions over there. Seems a bit backwards. Yes. Uncomfortable jokes are my bread and butter. Deal with it. Also, this guy is supposed to be a terrifying cartel boss, but sometimes he talks like a Shakespearean actor who got lost on his way to the theater. So, they bring in Scott McCoy, played by Chuck Norris, and his Delta Force to help get in touch with their inside man that they have planted in Coda's organization. After getting caught up to speed about the whole situation, Scott comes up with a plan to actually capture and arrest Coda during one of his first-class flights.
You don't want to do this. Have Ramon come. You're dead.
Yeah, and his name is Chuck Norris, which means you were already dead as soon as they wrote your name into the script.
You can go with the parachute or without it. You're bluffing. Hey.
Oh, just kidding. Yeah, I'm very aware that every jokey movie reviewer on the internet has made this joke, but that only means that I had to make it at least once. You know, to be one of the boys, part of the squad. Physics? Never heard of her. In Canon films, gravity is just a suggestion. If a cat falls from that high, we land on our feet. If Chuck falls from that high, the earth moves out of his way. Meow. So, after this, surprisingly, the American courts back up the arrest, but give Coda a $10 million bail, which he makes very easily, and Scott's partner makes a mistake.
Marshals! Marshals! risk your life for nothing!
Well, we all know where this is going to lead.
Mr. Cota, do you wish to press charges against this man?
No, Your Honor. I'm not one to hold a grudge.
Well, that was actually a pretty mature response.
No! Who are you?
This is the wife.
Yeah, that's more like it. Oh no, no grudge here. So, of course, his partner loses his mind and goes to get revenge, but is captured with some of his teammates. He is brought into Coda's office in front of all of his goons and is gassed in a gas chamber while Coda murders the Mo that they have in his organization. Coda sends a recording of the agent being gassed to death, and then not only does Scott go off on a mission to get Coda himself, but is given the green light to do so by his boss. And so that can only mean one thing. Training montage! Norris isn't just training and honing his skills here. No, he is just merely getting his major ass-kicking warm-up in so that it will be majorly primed for when he gets to spin-kick Billy Drago's face through 5 different dimensions of existence. So, the President of the United States sees the video of the agent's death, gets very angry, and greenlights the mission, and gets the president of the fictional country that Coda resides in to cooperate. Yeah, the subtitle for this sequel is The Colombian Connection, but as stated, this country isn't Colombia, but a fictional one, created for the movie. Why name it The Colombian Connection? Who knows? I do know that this movie has several other alternate titles. I guess they just thought this one sounded the coolest. Who knows? So, it seems that this secret mission isn't so secret, and the whole world knows that it's going to happen, but they just don't know when. And Coda has sent a message saying that if any soldiers are seen anywhere near the border, that he would murder all the hostages. So, they decide to execute the mission anyway as planned, but send in Scott in by himself 48 hours ahead of the mission so they can try to locate and rescue the hostages before they come in to destroy all the drug crops and evil drug facilities. Scott is given the identity of his contact on the field, and it turns out to be the woman we saw earlier. It turns out that not only did Coda kill her husband and rape her and kill her baby, but they used the baby's body to smuggle drugs into the United States. Yeah, Coda's death scene just cannot come soon enough. Ow. So, Scott parachutes into the country, and after a lot of jungle adventure movie moments, such as long, dangerous rope bridges and impossible mountain climbing, Scott, an action hero named Scott. Yeah, anyway, Scott stealth punches his way through one of Coda's heavily guarded facilities. He shuts down the radar station, which kicks off the military's raid on the country, and then he starts ninja stealth neck-breaking his way through the countryside. Yeah, not all of the nameless bad guy goons here are without personalities and are uninteresting. There are some fun ones here and there. Oh, go, nameless fat minion dude, go! So, the nameless fat minion dude calls his bosses and lets them know that the U.S. military is attacking the real drug bases and not the fake ones that their government set up for the Americans to go after. So they send out their forces to counter them. They blow up the base as quickly as they can so they can get out of there. Canon Films. Why write a good script when you can just buy 50 gallons of gasoline and hope for the best? Just kidding. I love Canon Films. You guys make good, you guys make fun scripts. Scott breaks into Coda's bedroom and a big fight with a goon breaks out. It's one of those typical two-half fights where the first half the bad guy dominates and beats the crap out of the good guy. Then, at the second half, the hero decides that he has had enough and starts kicking the crap out of the bad guy. And so now it's that time. It is most definitely
My turn.
Hey, that was my line, movie.
Lesson number 1.
Guards! Guards! You son of a bitch!
Wow, he is teaching him how to groan in pain, and teaching him well. Those Chuck Norris slow-mo uppercuts are super powerful. They have to slow them down because they are so fast that the human eye or even the camera cannot see them.
School's out.
The young grasshopper learned a lot that day and got the point. Right after the fight, Coda and his goons bust in and capture Scott. Coda gives the old cliched monologue about them being very much alike and of being ashamed that they never became friends because they would be the ultimate team and so on and so on. But here it's being delivered by Billy Drago, so it's still very menacing and an awesome scene. Oh, and speaking of this scene,
Oh, very, very nice. Glad you liked it.
he's evil, he's rich, he's wearing a silk bathrobe in the middle of the jungle. Classic B-movie villain styling right here, folks. So, Coda puts Scott in the same gas chamber where he put his partner, and gasses him as well. But just then the military arrives and starts shooting missiles into Coda's living room. And then we get to see Coda get egg on his face. Literally. Scott escapes with the help of a friend, and they take Coda, who is now unconscious, and escape into his bulletproof limo, while soldiers storm the house. Lucky for him, that guy wasn't able to shoot him until he got right on the camera frame, instead of off screen from a safe distance. Hey, it's one of Coda's weird rules for his minions that they had to follow. Who can understand these supervillain guys? Am I right? So they have a giant car chase of lots of explosions and helicopters shooting missiles at them and car stunts, plus little funny moments like this. And that, my friends, was just the shitting pants while screaming like a bitch face. You can see those faces pretty often whenever Chuck Norris is around, strangely enough. Oh, and so the evil general that pretty much runs the country because the president of said country fears him and also lets Coda run amok as he likes, has been in the helicopter that has been chasing them the entire time, and he finally corners them.
I am going to enjoy this.
Surprise helicopter butt sex!
Bye-bye, asshole!
So, that is how he got put into his wheelchair before meeting Walter White. I understand now. After a big gunfight at the village, the friend stays wounded in the hut and Coda runs off into the jungle with the woman chasing behind him until she finally catches up to him.
You were so good in bed. It was worth it. To kill your husband and your baby for you.
Just kill him already! Or you just die instead. That works too, I guess. Where the hell was Chuck Norris when you need him? Okay, everyone, stay with me. Yes! So, Coda attacks Scott with a machete, but Scott, not surprisingly, quickly subdues Coda and captures him again. Their escaped helicopter comes and throws down 2 harnesses for them, but that is when the bad guys start shooting at the copper and causing them to have to escape. This is the beginning of that awesome climax I talked about earlier, with both the hero and the villain attached to the speeding helicopter that drags them through the forest, with the minions chasing and shooting after them, and them whizzing past trees and even hitting a few. It's a very fast-paced action cherry pie that honestly is just too short. I needed more. I did. I needed much more. Oh, what luck! We have ourselves a rare sighting of the elusive stagehand, which is obviously about to give our 2 stars a helping hand. You really have to hand it to me for finding this handy little blooper. My eyes are really all hands on deck when it comes to spotting these things. Also, look, the movie is waving at us. Proof that the song Running Through the Jungle would have been much funner being fueled by a helicopter.
Cut the rope! Cut the rope!
It's kind of hard to cut the rope when you have Chuck Norris feet in your face. Just saying. The helicopter stops to stabilize itself, giving the bad guys one more chance to save their boss.
Cut the rope!
Pull him up! Pull him up!
They must go. The ending of the movie needs them. Also, you know who else is having a blast at this ending? The musical score.
Eagle's Nest, Eagle 1. We are now in the...
Yeah, even the music knows that this shit is mindless fun.
You remember your friend and his beautiful wife? I think I'll kill you personally like I did them. Because, you know I'm gonna walk out of that court just like I did before.
Listen, you shouldn't smack talk Chuck Friggin Norris, especially if you're the big bad and it's the end of the film.
And I think I'll I'll double the shipments of cocaine to America next year. And then again, the year after that, till the cocaine flows like a river in your pathetic country.
Chuck, for the love of God, just kill him already.
You think so? Guess what?
Or you can just let gravity do the dirty work for you. That works too.
Not today, asshole.
Heh! No, it doesn't actually end like that. There are a few more seconds of him up in the air and of heroic happy music playing, but my favorite part is that while the happy music is playing, it shows Coda's free fall of doom one more time right before the credits. No, that's an even better way to end your film. Good job, scriptwriter. You get a cookie. So, that was Delta Force 2, which in my opinion is not only one of the better movies out of the Delta Force series, but one of Chuck's best. It's a fun jungle raiding story full of well-done fight scenes and stunts, a very diabolically fun villain, and lots of Chuck Norris awesomeness at his prime. There are a lot of good things here that I didn't even mention, such as Scott's military boss. He isn't your typical hard ass that is always jumping on the hero and getting in his way. No, here he's 100% on Chuck's side and treats the whole ordeal like it's an insane fun adventure that it is. He even has a great running gag where he says, "always the hard way," several times throughout the movie.
Always the hard way, huh?
So, if you love action films and for some reason have not seen any Chuck Norris films, I highly recommend Delta Force 2. It's a great explosive time of flying fists and scene-chewing bad guys brought to you by the madmen behind the Cannon films. I give Delta Force 2 8 hairballs out of 10. So, I hope that you like this high-octane dose of B-movie action, and I hope that you like this new style that we are going with. Hopefully, the YouTube copyright censors will like it too. Hopefully, Delta Force 2 will leave you satisfied until I can force-feed you another dose of B-movie gold. I mean, how could it not? Here is a film where the explosions are fake, the physics are optional, and Chuck Norris's chest hair is 100% real, and features Chuck Norris fighting a man in a silk bathrobe. What more do you want from a Tuesday night? Scott comes up with a plan to actually capture and arrest Coda during one of his first-class flights. Not fights, flights. I think that was our first screw-up. We got far this time. Just kidding. Yeah, I'm very aware that this very joke... Wait. I majorly screwed that up. That's not even how the sentence go. Why am I going off script when I don't have to? So, after the surprisingly, the American courts, why did I start speaking that in slow-mo? Just because the fights are in slow-mo doesn't mean I have to talk in slow-mo. He's evil, he's rich, and he's wearing a silk bathrobe in the middle of the jungle. Classic cuckoo gaga. Why did I just become a baby? Well, that is actually a pretty mature... come on, I can say the word mature. Come... Norris isn't training and honing his skills here. He's just getting his major ass-kicking warm-up in. So it'll be made beebo-dabbo-boo-boo, woohoo! So, it seems this secret mission? Who's we're not doing mission in action. That's for another time. So, the nameless fat minion dude calls his bosses and lets them know that the military are attacking the real Doug. The real Dougs? Why are we attacking the Dougs? So, the nameless fat minion dude calls his bosses and lets them know that the military is attacking the real Doug base. The Dugog. Why can't I say drug bases? Am I drugged? Here is a film where the explosions are fake, the physics are optional, and Chuck Forrest